last performance with Iglesia Gutierrez in Guadalajara. And there was a big event after the final performance, and all the Minister of Culture and everybody was there, all the big shots in the government and all the stars of the opera. And Marco Perisotto and Iglesias and Michael Shiholde and all the people. It was about 40 people, private reception dinner. It was beautiful. Anyway, obviously I wasn't on the guest list. And Iglesias just took me by the hand and she said, "Let's go." And she just marched in with me, and they didn't question us. And they didn't know who the hell I was. Maybe they thought I was her husband, or he wasn't there, who knows. Anyway, and I sat down and had a marvelous dinner, and I thought, oh my God, I belong in this world. This is my world. You know, the formal dinners and the stars and the big shots, that's the world I travel in. I'm comfortable there. This is where I belong to be. Soprano, Lydia Rendon. She was the big Carmen in Mexico at the time. Still a strong, beautiful, strong singer. And I'd met her and got to know her, and we'd sort of chat a little bit. And I thought, well, if Iglesias introduced me to her, and I thought, well, if she's introduced me to her, she's worth it. So I thought, down there for 2 or 3 months. Then the boys would come, or people would come. Always got a 2-bedroom place, so we had room for 6. And hang out there, and that was losing its flavor. You know, it was a lot of those beach town retirement places. It's about drinking. Most of them are alcoholics, and they're there for the cheap booze. It just wasn't satisfying. And I thought, you know, why don't I go take the bus to Guadalajara and see what's going on there. I tried to set up. I thought maybe I could find something. I want something to do. I wanted to get back into theater. I didn't know why, how, or where, or why. I just needed to be there. Create something.
You may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. You go on with the show. There's no business like show. Business like no. Business like no. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bar. There's no people like show people, they smile when they are low.
You know, I went back to Guadalajara to see if there was something there for me. Was it either the ballet or something? You know, they had a little ballet company there. Darius Blager, uninspired. maybe I can do something with her. And I went down to Mexico City. And I was walking along the Paseo Reforma. I think I'd been to Bellas Artes to see what was on, get tickets for something. There's always something on there at a very high level. Paseo de Reforma. It's a beautiful street in Mexico City. It's like being in Europe. And I was going. I was going down Paseo, and there was a protest rally. And it was about the 43 students from Ayotzinapa that had been slaughtered. They never found the bodies. And they had all the faces up there. And as I was walking by, I saw all the faces of they were all boys, Mexican boys, all young students. And half of them looked like my sons. And people I knew in Mexico, and I thought, oh my God, can you imagine as a parent, if that happened and your sons were slaughtered, how could you even continue to live on this planet? I don't think I could do it. At that point, I was, in the process of absorbing into my life 2 wonderful Mexican boys, supporting them and, for their education and all that stuff. And I saw all their faces, and I started weeping. I was just overcome with the grief and the sorrow, and to think, what would you do if that was your children? If that happened, if they were slaughtered, they never found the body for no reason, and they were the good kids, the kids going to school. They wanted to help other people, the best, the cream of the crop. It's still an unresolved mystery what happened. They kind of know, but they don't know, and it's cover up, and the government's involved, and it's a whole fucking mess. Awful. A kind of genocide against Los Indios. The poorer classes are not accepted into elite Mexican society, and they're really treated. There's a lot of racism and culture wars going on there. I started weeping, and I sat down, and then I realized you don't want to be weeping on the streets of Mexico City when you're by yourself, because the police will come, and the police are the last people in the world you want to talk to in Mexico. So I got up, and I continued walking towards Chapultepec, and there was a man coming the other way. And I said, don't worry, I'm okay, and I said, I want to explain to you why I'm crying out here, why I was overcome emotionally. And then and he said to me, the name of your opera is Katrina. And I said, who's Katrina? And the death mask, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, it makes sense. So I texted Lydia Rendon, and I said, Lydia, we're going to do an opera, and the opera is about Katrina. And she said, Brian, you won't believe it. And I said, what? She said, I have a tattoo of Katrina on my body. So that's how it started. So there we go. We got together and we talked about it, and that was the beginning. And I remember the date that it happened. It was January 6th. I'll never forget that date. And then I had a mission. I knew what I had to do. That got me going. And I know how to structure things. So I'll tell you what happened from there. It's really an unbelievable story. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, that's it for now.
Ya muy pronto vendrán mis hijos, cuánto amor, cuánta esperanza. Dios me ayude a vender mis flores, el dinero no me alcanza. Necesitan comer mis hijos, sin su ayuda no soy nada.